Hey everybody, and welcome back to Football Manager 2016 with me, GW365, in our lower league adventure with Curzon Ashton. If you can see down here, we're on his last game of the season against Stockport County. I'll get the actual table up. I'm actually in the game. I forgot to. I just got excited and got carried away. Thought, I'll play this last game of the season and see what we can do at end of season. But I new players and whatever, and getting contracts tied down. So I'll go into the schedule. Last game, we beat Hednesford 1-0 to secure survival. Lowestoft was the next game. We won 2-1 against a decent side. Didn't really create a lot in terms of chances, but we did dominate possession, which is pleasing to see as always. This is how the goals happened. Thompson got it there. I actually thought that the keeper made a bit of a hash and Thompson got the goal, but apparently Thewlis got the touch for his 9th goal of the season. And then straight afterwards, pretty much straight from the kickoff. In fact, it was straight from the kickoff. This happened, which I was very disappointed about. We've just scored, taken control of the game, and we let them straight back in with a deflected pass, granted. And here's the finished past Baird, who was like shepherding some animals out of the way or something with his arms. I don't know what he was doing exactly. Yes, he would have been very disappointed to be beaten at his near post, especially in the manner of his attempted save. But then late on, we managed to get ourselves a winner. They did press on towards the back end of the game, but got to be pleased with the result where we've had more clear-cut chances than the opposition. We've resorted them to 6 long shots, so have their 10 shots, 6 of them were long, and 4 were blocked as well. So of the long shots, that is, well, I don't know. It's basically, they've only really had a couple of decent chances, but that was a great ball in from Purshouse for Payne to finish with Greater Plum for his 11th goal of the season, which isn't bad, to say the least. So leaving that game, we go into a 1-1 draw with Gloucester, a team we expected to beat. We went 1-0 up, and we had 20 chances to their 7. I mean, it says it all. We dominated the game, kind of a bit of a being FM'd sort of feel to it. Sinclair got a bit lucky there with the ricochet, landed perfectly at his feet, and he finished for his 2nd goal of the season. As you can see, 3 clear-cut chances, 20 shots on goal, and it's just disappointing when things like this happen. Sam Smith swapping his job of singing to playing football, got him behind here. For a split second I thought it might be offside, but it was actually behind Sam Smith. Was it Anoru, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And that was the end of that game, 1-1, very disappointing. Then we played Brackley, we were pushing for the playoffs. They couldn't win the league. I think Harrogate had already won it at this point. We're at home, and pretty even game. They probably shaded the chances of it, but yeah, we were denied by a very late goal. Curtis McDonald scoring direct, I think, from the free kick, sort of. Got knocked across. He was in acres of space, picked out the bottom corner with his big bald head, and yeah, sent us home disappointed, which is a shame. So that brings us to the final game of the season, which is against Stockport away from home. If we look at the competition, let's ideally I want to get it like the big screen. There we go. Teams that have gone down automatically at this moment in time, it's Corby and FC United. It's between Hednesford, who were beat recently, excuse me, and Alfreton, for who joins them going down into the Isthmian. I can't remember what they call it now. The division below, basically. Tomworth are safe, Stalybridge are safe, so they've like overachieved as well, because they were predicted to finish 21st. We obviously was predicted to finish 22nd. Mid-table, the highest we can get to, because the goal difference is 9th. We've got to hope that the Nuneaton lose to Hednesford. They're battling for the lives, so I wouldn't be surprised. Lowestoft, who were high up and we've knocked them down a peg, as well as a couple of other teams, they're looking to stay above us by beating Alfreton, who are also fighting for their lives. So there's a very good chance that we can jump above them. Also, there's a very good chance that Stockport can jump as high as Lowestoft, depending on goals. They can go above us, though, by beating us. If we draw, then you probably think, unless Lowestoft get beat, the high. We could probably make 10th, but chances are we need to win to get as high as possible, just to maybe give the chairman something to think about with regards giving us money for wages next season. I'm hoping to get a lot more because I'd be very doubtful if anyone's got a lower wage budget as us. 1,700, I think it was, for all season. It went up to 1,800 when I signed my new contract. I'm hoping that's going to increase. We'll have to wait and see. But I've got a contract till next season. So, into the match. I've just got into the this. I expected a win because, let's face it, I mean, it's last game of the season. Stockport are below us in the league. I just thought, oh, it's been working recently, but all of a sudden they're stressed. I don't get it. And then I've had faith in all of them. Only one person's reacted, and that's Matthew Flynn, who's probably one of the players I'm going to try and keep. We'll have to see who we can get in. So we're getting to the game. O'Grady plays at wide to Bell Baggett. It's probably just a starting highlight. Sometimes there's been a couple of goals this season where I've scored straight away. Alex Brown getting stuck in. I do like to see that. Ben Atkinson, not quite fit enough. He just returned to light training. He's been recommended to play 60 minutes. I could have put him on the bench, but I've opted against it. He has been a big miss, but we have won some games while he's we have won some games while he's been injured. So it seemed a bit harsh just to bring him back in, even though it could be potentially his last game if he didn't want to sign a contract. I'm just a bit mesmerised by how many fans there are. These hardcore fans of Stockport's. They're languishing in lower league after being at the heights of the championship not so long ago. And you know what? That is a lot of fans, and I applaud the Stockport supporters, because if I were in the bottom league and you got all the hardcore supporters, I would imagine there's not going to be tons of hardcore supporters, and they aren't exactly flying. They're not exactly top of the league. I'm not saying that I'm a glory sport, because I'm not, but just like I said, they're making the journey to watch them against Curzon Ashton, for God's sake. Look at all the fans we've got. Go on, lads. But it just seems a bit bizarre that they're getting nearly full attendances. I mean, Manchester City don't get full attendances in the Premier League. So that's why I'm doubtful that in the league that they're in, Stockport would get, a similar amount to looking at Man City fans. There's plenty of empty seats, but there's still plenty of fans there. As Downey has a shot, and Sinclair finds a side netting. Clear-cut chance for us. And who knows, if we keep progressing, eventually we might get a new stadium that holds as many as Stockport. Because I think it holds about 10,500, if I remember rightly. Simons, though, tries to cross in, or has a shot, I think, rather, and it's blocked well by Dieter Downey. Another player I want to try and keep. Definitely. His rating's gone down slightly. I'm not entirely sure why. It's normally 4.5 star. It's 4 star now. He had one injury for about 6 weeks, I think. I remember when both me left backs got injured, it prompted me to sign Tom Smart and the loanee from North Ferriby, I want to say. I think it was. He didn't really get that many games. Got 5 games or so. Did well in his first game, and then just played appalling in his next 4. So it was unlikely we were going to see him again after playing so poorly. But Tom's now just casually jogging forward, and before that was a bit aimless, thewless. Before I was going to say just casually chipping the ball over. It's a bit of a nothing game. Let's be honest. Excuse me. It is a bit of a nothing game. Nothing to play for. Just basically a little bit of monetary value for the end of the season finish. If I get a chance, I'll go through some of the stats at the end, like average ratings and stuff for our team. We've got no one in the actual, the league top scorers or anything. Although we've got some, decent amount of goals between all the strikers that we've had. Not to forget a couple of players that we've let go. They've scored a couple of goals. But yeah, Woodford's having a poor game. I've got no other option. Well, I do actually have another option. I have the option of Graham Kelly, who could make his first start for us. Reason he hasn't been playing is because we had Pursehouse. His loan expired 2 days before this game. I always knew that when I picked the seat, when I signed him on loan. I thought, well, I need one now, and I was thinking more about then. And you couldn't get any more than 3 months. So I'm going to say because of how they reacted, I'm going to say keep going and you can still win today. Got a bit better reaction. I'm still going to say I'm disappointed, especially with Simon Woodford. It's pretty poor, is that 6.9? I'm gonna do it for all of them. I think. Not happy. Get fired up. Not happy. I'm just wondering why it's taking a little bit longer. It like lags out a little bit. I clicked it and then 2 seconds later it does it. Bit of a strange one. So yeah. Not happy. As you can see, Tomsic over 7 again, which is good. I'll leave Alex Brown as he is. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. A lot of green. A lot of greenery. That's not what I was wanting in Shelton Payne. Not happy with your performance because you haven't done anything. It's 0-0 for God's sake. It's a pretty boring game. But into the second half we go. Tomsic now has it. He finds Brown. Probably just the beginning of the second half highlight, but you never know. Blake's on the ball. He's got decent passing. Excuse me, that's a great ball from Brown to find Downey, but he's let the defender get close. But it doesn't matter because Tomsic has a great chance. And so much for the beginning of the half highlight. Great chance for us. That's exactly the sort of response I want. Jordan Thewlis is playing on the right side. Right inside forward today is obviously not playing very well. Neither is Jordan Wright, to be fair, and he usually does okay. He's usually fairly consistent. But we're getting to the hour mark. That's where changes start to be made. You know, some of these are playing for a contract for Curzon Ashton anyway. Liam Blake's actually picked up a knock, which is a shame. Potential knee injury. I bet that's going to be a pretty long term, if I'm honest. John Thewlis, get back to your more common role, your forward role, if you like. Ty Phillips, welcome back to the side. Might as well make some changes. It is 60-minute mark. Tomsic's doing alright. He's got 7 out of 10. It's not bad, but saying that Jordan Wright's not having the best game. Only thing is, he takes all the corners and stuff. So we're going to put Ryan Bell on. I'm going to confirm. I think Bridges' form has dropped off that much. I'm probably not going to renew his contract. I'm going to let him go because he's on a contract. It's £300 an appearance, which is fairly high. At the time, I thought, oh, he's meant it fits the bill of what I want. He just doesn't. He scored goals like early on, and he's just dropped off with his form. It's pretty concerning. So Jordan Wright's going to come off. Ryan Bell's going to come on for his last appearance. I'd like to keep Liam Blake if I can, just because of his passing ability, but he's not good enough as a deep line forward because his finishing is only 6, which obviously is not good enough. You need someone who's going to, like, you know, Thewlis has got 12 finishing. That's why he's been quite effective when he's come in. Playing as a deep line forward is probably not the best because he's got 6 for passing. Although his vision's not bad at 9. So we're up to the last quarter of an hour or so. So that's where his next change comes in. And it seems like a dire affair. Let's bring on Andrew Bridges. Let's see if he can actually deliver on his last appearance, potentially. It's just because he's on so much money. That's why I'm thinking get rid of him. Because I'm pretty sure there's cheaper options, I'm sure. Palmeiro, Brazilian superstar in this league. What's going on? Where does he play? Hey, came as a sub. Can't be that good. Watch him score now, I said that. So Andrew Bridges comes on. He's obviously blessed with some pace as well. 12 and 12 for acceleration and pace. Not very strong though. And this looks like a pretty dire affair from our point of view. We haven't even had a shot on target, which is not good. I mean, we've slightly edged the possession, but they've obviously dominated in terms of chances. But here's a late opportunity, perhaps. Bridges, we have scored a couple of late goals. It comes to Bell Bag. He actually thought it was going to Ty Phillips' face. And the end of the season finishes with a 0-0 draw. Yeah, we have avoided, you know, I'm just going to say we're... keep the morale up. Let's do that. Half of them are probably not going to be here next season. Yeah, so end of the season, Tomsic didn't get that man of the match. Apparently, Montrose did, who plays as a defensive midfielder. He doesn't look actually that bad at all. And his contract is up at the end of the season. If he doesn't renew, it could be a good option. Him, can't even get my words out. Composure's quite high as well. He'd actually be a very good player to get. Determination's a little bit low. He does dive into tackles, which can be a bit nasty sometimes, especially with aggression and tackling being fairly high. He's got no interest in joining, but Stockport's not that far away from Curzon Ashton as far as I'm aware, so he may be able to come. End of the season then. Let's have a quick look. Well, we'll have a look now. Stockport Labour to draw. Alfreton are the team that get relegated. Forshaw says it's 6 to 7 weeks, which is pretty much all of pre-season, which means I might have to let him go. FC Halifax have sacked their manager, linking me with the job yet again. 100 to 1. Where apparently, where I am the only one apparently they're interested in, because these guys are 100 to 1 shot to take the job, and we are the leading ones. So they're expecting me to take the job. Aldershot sack Wiltman again. We're the favourite. And yeah, that's where we're at. I'll go to the competitions. We'll click on this. It's probably the best way to do it. So we finished 11th, which is about right, I think. I think that's about fair. We did actually go above Lowestoft because Heddersfield obviously won. They beat. Let's have a look. Lowestoft lost to Gloucester. Why did I think they were playing Heddersfield? Nuneaton were playing Heddersfield, that's why, because I was thinking we could get above them. But no, they lost to Heddersfield, but so did Alfreton. Alfreton could have beaten them, could have gone through. And there is one player in particular that I have got my eyes on, and it's him, Daniel Bradley, from Alfreton. Good, solid-looking player, not very technically blessed, but for his ball-winning midfielder that's got decent passing, I think he would really fit the bill for what we're looking for next season. He moves into channels and gets forward whenever possible, which is a little bit yeah, it's got quite a few preferred moves that might be not ideal. Dictates tempo. I do like that one. But yeah, he's got decent finishing as well, so if he does get forward, he could pop up with a couple of goals. I mean, look, he's got long shots 12, finishing 12, headings 8, jumping reaches 10, which isn't bad, and he's over 6 foot, which is what we're going to be looking for. But anyway, I want to point him out because I've had a look at him before when Harrogate got promoted, and I signed him and one other player, but I can't remember his name. I think he was released from someone like York or someone. Excuse me. So yeah, the squad. So as you can see here, we lost more than we won, unfortunately. If we look at the league table, I want to see the whole stage. Yeah, there we go. We scored 63 goals and conceded 58. So, do we score enough goals? Probably not, I would say. There's a couple of teams that's got more than us. There's Harrogate, of course, scored 79. They scored quite a few past us. They scored 8 past us. Beat us both times. 68 for AFC Filder or Filed. Solihull Moors got 68. That's above our 63. Nuneaton got 63. So maybe we're not doing too bad with goal scoring. It was just the goals conceded. Definitely we need to improve our defence. If I go to our entire squad, there we go. Average ratings for the season. Liam Thompson, top of the shop. Followed by Ben Atkinson, who's had a really good season as well. He's played less games, but he's not done bad at all. Simon Woodford, for as well as he's played, and he's doing better because I bollocked him for how poor he'd been in training, his natural fitness is going to go down, his pace is going to go down, and I just don't think... I'll probably keep him on as like a last-ditch backup, because if he stays on and on contract, he's on £50 a week if he plays. If he doesn't play, he doesn't get paid. Simple as. It could be a good backup option, but realistically, if we're wanting to get promoted, we need better than Simon Woodford, unfortunately, because he's very much the mental stats and everything else. He's very much good enough. It's just his physical stats really let him down, apart from the fitness side of it. But it's just like his agility is only 5, balance is only 6, and it's pace and acceleration, isn't it? At the end of the day, but he's done well. That's why I probably keep on doing sentimentality is sake, if you like. John Thulis' loan is ending at the end of the year. I think that his contract is up as well. Yeah, it expires at the end of the season. He's only on £150 a week, so who knows, maybe we might be able to take him. But again, he's only 3 stars, which if we're looking to get promoted, he'll probably only be a star and a half or something like that. But He could be a good. He could fill the gap for the time being until we find someone better. Matthew Flynn, another one that played quite well, 7.05 rating. He's improving in areas. It's definitely one I'm going to keep. If for playoffs, he's probably going to be 2.5 star-ish, I would imagine. He just earns quite a bit of money, £200 for our team in terms of how much we can actually pay out for people. So there could be better options, I'm sure. But I'd definitely like to keep him around because of his current ability being as high as it is. Omar Sinclair overall has done alright. He's got 7.02 or 0.5 it says here. But I think it might be 3 that I was looking at, I don't know. He has showed improvement. He starts off, I think, with 9 marking. His acceleration, I think, has gone up. I'm not entirely sure. A couple of his stats have gone up. He's a 3-star player at the minute. His potential is 4-star. He's only on £85 per week. But again, he's probably one I'd get as backup. I'd definitely want to improve the defence. I think if anyone needs to be improved, it's the position that he plays in, i.e. the covering defender role. Ideally, I need probably a brand new defence, but I think Flynn could probably cut it for another season. Omar Sinclair, he'd have to take a bit of a backseat. He's a backup player. In his description, he just played pretty much all season, 44 games. And it's mainly because it didn't really have anyone good enough to compete. Horan did alright. He has actually turned around and said that he doesn't want to leave now. He doesn't want to be taken off the transfer list. So but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'll keep him on. Because he has had a half-decent season, 6.9. I mean, he played... Well, he's currently at Marine. He's played 6 games, 6.12 average. Is shocking. Yeah, he's did alright for us. He's played 17 games, but he's on £100 a week. And can we really afford him? Probably not. Salford are interested in him, so probably end up going there. Other notiful. Oh, now they're wanted by teams. Oh, Ryan Brooks still isn't wanted by anyone. But John Hunt, I've been trying to get rid of him all season. Can't get rid of him. No love the money. And now all of a sudden they want him. People want him. Well, we're going to be out of contract anyway. I was just going to set for release. But other notable performers are Andrew Bridges, who got 15 goals in 37 and 6 sub appearances, 6 assists. Not a bad player. Deep line forward is his preferred role, believe it or not. But his dribbling is so poor, and his strength, and his balance, and his vision. Don't know why my voice is doing that. Ignore me. But yes, he's a decent all-round striker for different roles, if you like. I might have a little bit of a tinker with the tactics again, like changing roles. And then Ty Phillips, I'll give him a bit of a mention. He's played in a multitude of different positions. He's played in attacking mid. He's played attacking mid right, striker, and midfield right. And he's performed best when he's played up front, to be honest. It's probably because he was scoring goals. But he's played an inside forward, which obviously he's not 100% confident about doing. Or he's played... What did he play as now? A false 9, which obviously he's got no idea how to play it, but that's how he best performed. But he's got... To say that his stats aren't great, he has got himself 15 goals and 8 assists when playing basically out of position, it seems, or not in a familiar role. Shelton Payne, he's definitely one I'm probably going to be letting go. Average rating is dropping down below 7 now. 11 goals, 4 assists, not done terrible. Liam Blake's had a lot of appearances off the bench, which has probably knocked his rating down. I rate him highly, but with no pre-season coming up, and he's on a fair amount per appearance, £160. I might just keep him around, just like as a backup. It says first team, so I'll probably complain, but I'll probably let him go. I think that's probably all I'm going to mention at this moment in time. A couple of players have had, you know, a decent season, but not good enough, like Alex Brown. He's 31. There's probably better I can get out there. He is still a good ball-winning midfielder, but I'm sure I can find someone better. Tom Smart's on for us for another year. He's a 4.5-star player. He's good enough to stay. He's done all right. He's not been amazing, but he's done all right. He's coming to a new team. He's got 2 assists to his name. 6.93 is not terrible, and he's come from West Brom, which obviously is pretty higher team to come from. other players have just struggled, I think, really, overall. There's a tactics thing, isn't there? Something where you can analysis tactics. So we played, for the, I can't even speak, 5 different tactics on this save. We started off with this one, and if I select this one, we used it for nearly, well, about 10 hours, I don't even know how many, 553 minutes. We created a chance every 55 minutes. We had a chance created against us every 69 minutes. So that was a bit of a pain because we were, for all the clear-cut chances we were going to get, they were going to get some as well. Then we moved to a 4-5-1. This is one we probably had the most success with, I'm assuming. But the chances every 94 minutes, so it was a bit dire. We kept doing not really that much. Then this is the goals for and goals against. You can just see there's like a couple of goals difference with it. But yeah, you've got 4-3-3 narrow. Created a chance every 56, but they created 161 minutes, so they won a game at least. And then this one wasn't bad. Chance created every 40 minutes, chance created against. That's the one where we started off very brightly, and then I got beat 4-1 and 4-2 by Harrogate, and I can't remember the other team. Solihull Moors, I think it was. They destroyed us. And this is the one we used recently. We scored 11 goals, conceded 6, playing in 6 games, which I don't think is that bad. We've created a chance every 50 minutes, every game, every half a game, just call it. We have relative success. I think with, yeah, we created 78 clear-cut chances in total, 63 during this spell. I think if we get the right players in, I think this is the system we're going to be taking forward. Done alright with it. 2 destroyers, if you like, in the middle of the park. We just need someone better for up front, and probably 2 better central defenders. Obviously a right back. If we can get Pursehouse again, I'd be very happy with that. Down is obviously good enough at this level. He's, 4-star. He's good enough to play left hand side. It might be that we need a whole team. We'll come into it anyway later on. Going to try and sort something out. So do the run through the games that have happened before a little bit differently. If it comes off, it's going to be pretty good. If it doesn't, then I'll just maintain the way I've been doing it for this last season, or for those who've only been watching since this season. But basically what I'm going to do is try and have a play around, see if I can set this other thing up. If it does work, then great. If not, fair enough. But on the whole, if you'd like to keep up to date with daily, or as close to daily as possible, videos of Football Manager, particularly with this save, then feel free to subscribe. If you haven't liked the video or enjoyed this rundown and the last game of the season, albeit being a 0-0 and a boring draw, please press the like button. It does help out greatly, showing the support for us. Yeah. If you know anyone who think might enjoy the content, then let them know as well. But until next season, I'll see you then. Bye bye.